you know, the reason why I hit you up, I think the first time that I wanted to chat with you was regarding masters ownership with producers, because there was that video with Futuristic. It got a lot of heat in the producer community.
It was
controversial. And so, you know, I had commented on it, I think on the Producer Grind page, and, you know, just everyone chimed in, and I saw you commented on it. And, you know, so I wanted to start there and just get your thoughts on, like, what is your thoughts on masters ownership for songs in regards to producers?
Are you saying as far as like the producers still retaining the rights to their masters, or part of it, or not, like signing it over completely to an artist? Or
well, the rights to, I guess, the finished product, like the actual record, once it's recorded, done, and it's out there on streaming, like do you think that producers should get the revenue from the streaming platforms on the master side?
So for me, it depends on the only thing I was like advocating for, and the only thing I'm always ever advocating for, is just that the producers get just their fair split of whatever it might be. Whether if you agree, where it's like, hey, you know, and it's up to the producer. Like if you agree, like, hey, okay, on the master side, maybe I don't need nothing there, but maybe up front I'm getting a bigger chunk of an advance, or like maybe, you know, maybe we're doing favors, because there's a lot of favors in the industry too. Like you might do this for me, but then I might come and do this for you. So if there's some type of agreement that makes sense, then it's like, I'm all for it. But if it's like something happens where it's like, okay, the producer's feeling wronged, you know what I mean? Like, hey, like I didn't understand that, like I wasn't going to get like any kind of percentage of this song or anything like that. Then it's like, okay, you know, that's like, I'm always just for everybody getting what they deserve, basically. So like, even for me, like say me and you collab on a beat right now, and like in the studio right now, I got like an artist, a writer, 2 other producers, and we're all on here doing some like virtual crazy little cook up. A few of them really didn't even do too much. You know what I mean? They just a little bit helped out, but they didn't really do too much. Yep. Still, I'm the type of person, like, I don't care. Like if this is something that actually comes out and it becomes official, everybody has to get what they deserve. You know what I mean? And I want everybody to feel good about it. Like music, too often music is like become, I know it's business, you know, but it's also a thing where like, we don't want to be divided. You know what I mean? Like for music to keep working out and keep going in the right direction, we don't need to be divided. Like we got to come together. And the best way of doing that is just making sure we, you know, treat each other all equally. And we're like, okay, look, I want to make sure you're happy, you're taken care of, but you don't want to let nobody take advantage of you, of course, or be like, you know, nothing like that. Like everybody getting what they really deserve, and that be that, you know. But if somebody makes a deal where they're like, hey, you know, this is what I'm okay to do, then that's perfectly fine too. Like as long as they're, you know, happy with that.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
The only thing that I think I've seen in the past that has been an issue is when the producer or the songwriter or even the artist, right, just doesn't understand the business in general, and they feel like everyone is out to get them and everyone's trying to take advantage of them, and then they're like super overly cautious,
defensive,
and protective and defensive about the business, and in reality they don't really know what's that
going
even
on
means.
Right. They just hear like, oh, there's so much snaky stuff you got to look out for, and then they're super cautious. No, that's a thing too, for sure. Like somebody being overly cautious, like, yo, I'm not trying to snake you or nothing. I'm just saying, like, right here, this is what it is. Like, yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah. And so that's why I always advocate for producers, just like learn the business. Like,
know what you're doing. Know what you're signing. Know the business. Because, at the end of the day, it's on you, though. Like, if you do sign something and it's like, hey, even if it was like, hey, this thing said you get nothing but a salad and a piece of bread. Yeah. If you sign that shit, you didn't read that shit, like, that's kind of on you. You know what I mean? At the same time. But still, we still gotta, be as a community, be like, hey,
we approach it from a place of like fairness, right? Like we want to make sure everyone eats and everyone gets their percentages.
Yeah.
I just think that conversation is way easier and better when both parties understand what's at stake.
Oh yeah, that's how it is for everything. Like both parties got to be in communication and be able to like, okay, look, let's talk this out. Because if not, that's like war. That's why there's not peace with a lot of things. Is two parties don't communicate.
Yeah.